you're cute. Nano, nano. Moo, 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 moo. Is that what that is?
Geranium? Yeah.
Well, I thought that was Herb Robert. Look at these wee dinky moss.
Hello, little guys.
There's a crane. I didn't know. Look, there's a crane fly drinking
Yeah.
from the flowers as well.
I was sort of half expecting to see red soldier beetles because they're very cliched attachment to these. Yeah, that's my distinctive tree there. Such a vague reference.
That's all happened in about 2 weeks.
Wow. What's a cool wee trail just through them?
That would be a good wee spot to fly the drone through the path.
Yeah. I know, it'd make it look like a giant jungle. Got eaten alive when I was sawing wood, my goodness. When I was sweating, so I had to be in my t-shirt. So even more exposed skin for the critters. So I'm now like letting the smoke, actually enjoying the smoke. Get it in, mate. Get it around, mate. Smoke bath. Smoke them off. It's time for a bastard patrol.
They're descending now. Fuck, it works, but you have to keep reapplying every half an hour.
So I'm not drinking tonight.
You're not drinking at all?
Nope, just drinking tea.
Brave
So,
boy.
fennel tea bags. I can't remember what these are. I think they're peppermint tea.
I smell a fennel
And I
already.
have a feeling these are ginger, which was my fave for many months. But I've now switched to fennel, which is weird because I don't like licorice, and this is quite licorice-y. But I'm only 7 days without drinking in a row, so I'm like, up the tea. You. This way?
Other way. If you go into the big end and it comes out the small end, it increases the pressure of the air as it travels down. Because you do it the other way, opposite, and so you won't get the air pressure.
Morning. So I didn't sleep brilliantly in the hammock. Still haven't figured out the hammock thing perfectly. My feet. Usually the scenario is usually my feet are higher up, and then the circulation of my feet's rubbish, and then my feet get cold. And it took me ages to actually just get my hand warmers, put it off, and get them. And I think if I had my hand warmers at my feet, even with my feet being elevated, I think I would have slept, because they're so comfortable in so many other ways. But the bird song was amazing this morning. It was just gorgeous. So I'm okay with not sleeping, so I can go home and have a nap. And it's a beautiful forest, and I'm glad to be here. But I need to do hammocking a bit more. I've lost a lot of my familiarity, I suppose, with it. Just been doing a lot more tent camping. So I need to use hammocks more and experiment and play about, and especially structural ridge lines. I need to make that happen, to allow me to lie more diagonally. So, but this is all kind of like, it's knowledge that's there, but it's kind of like dormant. It's not being used. So we'll see, but looking forward now I've done my morning needfuls, to have my coffee and my wee breakfast sandwich. This is lovely. All the bluebells have gone now. They've all died off. So this is like, I was here last week. Unfortunately lost all my video footage in transferring phones multiple times in a short space of time. But last week it was just Bluebell Fest. It was just magical, paradise. It's still beautiful now, but you know, it was just so like enchanted forest. Bluebells everywhere that you could see. Fantastic. But they've all died off now. But I'm actually seeing the wee trail that I followed in here from my morning poop is definitely used by deer, and only deer, because it's just deer tracks all along it. And I've had my wee trail cam up last night, and actually left an egg out to see if we could get some pine marten, but the egg was still there this morning, so I don't think anything is going to be in the trail camera, but we'll see. It's just deer tracks all along here. It's the first timers actually that have been camping. There's actually been a wee group of younger lads turned up last night. Luckily, just as we'd sort of got the spot we were going to use, and There's about 6 of them, and they were nice enough to ask us, like, oh, is this too close? And we were like, yeah. So they went off and found another spot, but we went up and chatted to them, and they're sound with their bivvies and their all sorts of setups. So yeah, they were decent. It was actually so quite nice actually. Well, it's just nice seeing young lads out camping instead of sitting at home or whatever else they might be getting up to, taking drugs and shit. Time for coffee. You. Like in this scenario, right, where I've just been drinking tea and I'm not cooking food, like having just a wee tin cup like that would be ideal. Aye, yeah. Rather than bringing I end up bringing the whole setup with me just because
I've never really considered doing that, even though I'm only ever making one cup. But maybe I should,
just keep it in there.
because maybe that fits in this,
Yeah.
and then that's my stove. Pretty good. Comes with the shit. Can you get? Do you say you can get an adapter?
I don't think there's an adapter yet
No.
for them. Like I don't know whether the Chinese won't have come across the French gas.
Oh, right, okay.
Whereas the threads become universal kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine they've actually made one for. Never know though. Yeah, the red's propane, and you'll see it mostly in farm buildings because it's all burning colder weather. So I've got the resident hammock expert getting in to try out my hammock setup to see what's wrong with it. I basically need to spend more time doing hammock setups again just to figure it out. But I think the key is a structural ridgeline to take the tension out of the hammock to allow a diagonal lie.
That is comfy as fuck. I don't feel a lot of that tension. So that's
Yeah.
a good lie you've got, like. But I do think you're the wrong way around because my feet are right up in the nose of that, so they're not.
So yeah,
Look
okay.
where my heel. Can you see where my heel's coming out there?
Oh yeah, so where my underquilt's stopping
So
means that
where
there was so my
would
feet
be.
were
Now, I would
cold.
normally.
So my feet were high and also not in the underquilt. So that was what was happening last night.
And then you can't pull yourself up your hammock
No.
because you can't grip the
Yeah.
edges of it.
Yeah.
So you're pretty much stuck in
Yeah.
this line. Now, if we reversed it, so this is the
Oh,
higher
here we
end.
go. Here we go. Experimentation time.
So.
Oh, I and then
where my feet are now.
your feet are very much still under the underquilt.
Very much. That's my toes. So this lie, you'd definitely be warmer this way because you don't need the insulation in your head as much.
Yeah. Or having adjusted the underquilt to.
Yeah. And there's a diagonal lie.
Oh. Oh.
Now I can't feel the underquilt on my right side because it is quite high on the left
It's
side.
higher on the left than it was on the right as well. I know, and there's no zip. Whereas the OEX hammock did have a double zip on it. So that actually is a wee bit frustrating with that one where you can only
adjust it. You kind of have to do this.
Yeah, which is a.
But you'll still get a diagonal lie, bro. That's fine. This hangs good.
There we go.
Yeah.
Ha!
There's nothing wrong with your setup. You've done it good. Even without the ridge line.
Sweet. Thank you for the surveillance.
Yeah, I could quite happily sleep in there.
So yeah, basically this is a hammock that I bought for about £12. And it's got the built-in bug net. It's only got a zip on one side. Some of them will have a zip on both sides, which I think is preferable. It didn't come with anything to keep the bug net up, so I've just used bungees. And it kind of does spread itself anyway. It gives you enough, like it wasn't bugging me. The bug net wasn't bugging me. Whereas if you get a setup like my mate's got here, so his tree huggers there, tree straps actually are also a, what do you call those?
Whippy sling.
Whippy slings.
Yeah, so the integrated tree strap whippy sling.
And this is just a nature hike one that came with the tree strap, hoopy sling, and with the carabiners, lightweight carabiners, which is crazy.
No, sorry, this one, the nature hike one didn't come with the beaners.
Oh, the
It was
nature
really
hike
cheap
didn't
one
come
came
in.
with the beaners.
Oh, the really cheap one came with the AliExpress for the win. And then, so that hammock doesn't have a built-in bug net, but you can get these types of bug nets that then go over your structural ridge line. And then you've got a wee exit point. And then the other good thing about a structural ridge line is you can have things hung off it for easy access. So that's another possible setup. But while we're on the subject of hammocks, you do need an underquilt, so you don't need to use an air mat. And trying to use an air mat in a hammock just does not work. But even in slightly cool conditions, this is where you're getting your insulation from. And you may not want to make your own DIY underquilt like I did with this one, but you can just buy them. And again, AliExpress, Nature Hike make underquilts, but that's where you get your insulation. So your sleeping bag, you don't need to bring your air mat, but that weight is basically equivalent to an underquilt depending on what quality of underquilt you get. This handmade one that I basically is a Crag Hopper's blanket that I used to make this, and it weighs about 600 grams, so it's kind of the weight of a like insulated camp mat. But you can also then sort of clip it over the top of you too if you need to, just to sort of burrito yourself in. So yes, so it seems like there's nothing really wrong with my setup other than me knowing which, having one end higher than the other, and where the underquilt is given coverage. So it's definitely higher at this end. That's where my feet should have been. There we go. I'll hate that whenever your ginger tea bags squeeze out their mushy ginger.
Ginger jizz.
It's just stinging. It's like a messy poo.
You've got a sizzle coming out of that right now.
Less than all that. Oh, Spider-Man. Right, time to take this all down. So yeah, I think one of the things I might do is actually just get a hammock that has a double zip, one on the other side there, because it allows you to hoik yourself along the hammock, but also gives you access to your gear depending on where it is. Well, and also had a little foil underlay that I use when I'm camping underneath my camp mat. Had that actually sandwiched in underneath, so my body was toasty, like it was totally toasty. So yeah, but pretty happy with that. And the set wee hammock only cost me about 12 quid. Those tree hugger straps cost about, I don't know, 10, 12 quid. But yeah, Nature Hike on AliExpress would definitely sort you out with a lot of stuff for hammocking. This wee saw that I got off Amazon, it was brilliant again. February. The only issue with it is I don't think you can get spare blades for it. So I'm not too fussed on that. But the actual saw itself has been great. And kind of easier to use. I'm on the wee ordinary folding saws. It's the Flames Creed tarp, which I have never, like, this has just been great. I had a DD tarp at one point, did not like it at all. And this Flames Creed tarp I think cost maybe £40. Silicon nylon, again off AliExpress. I think it's a 3x3, but it's fantastic. But this is a wee slice of heaven in here. So I brought my litter picker with me as well. I'm gonna pick up any literacy along the way to keep heaven like heaven. Keep heaven heavenly.
The quote is here. So you're thinking line it that way. I remember the first time I used this one or this hammock out the other spot there, and I got into it and I didn't have the ridge line on it, and the sides went right up like this, and I was like, oh, I could just try that. If you get the top foot the other way around, stick your feet in the foot box. Did you see how warm? So, right in there. Yes, now I can see it's because I haven't, obviously you can't see it when you're lying in it. And that the other coat has adjusted to your horizontal lie, so like the fabric, there's more fabric here and it disappears underneath there. So whereas the DD tends to sit with you, or with the hammock even. So you can't get the horizontal lie. But you end up either you can get a cold spot in your shoulder or a cold spot at your feet, kind of, because it's not a rectangular undercoat. It's kind of curved, so you've got less material. I think you have to get a wee bit about it before you relax.
Yeah, well that's I know I used to say at the people going travelling with the security stuff is like you get it all nailed enough so you can let go.
Yeah.
Right, so I've got my gloves, litter picker, trash bag for the way out. Make sure everything is packed away, nothing left. Which for me is always the ridge line. Ridge line is cleared, nothing dangling off trees. Leaving paradise, like Adam and Eve vanished from Eden. So I lost all the footage from the last camp here about a week ago. This spot was an absolute mess. So myself and my friend cleaned it up, and luckily there's been nobody else back since. So shagging, they're knuckleheads.
May as well chuck that up.
Yep, on the hunt for bugs, litter bugs. Okay, so this wasn't the lads from last night. This had been here before. I did warn them. I said, if you don't clean up after yourselves, I'm coming for you. Fern out. Tin in. Tin of wicked. Tin of strongbow with lemon.
Definitely left something back.
Okay, marks out of 10. 0.
0. I mean, maybe a 1 because they haven't left everything. But there's definitely.
But there's definitely,
fresh,
yeah.
that's fresh.
So look at my video and see my critique. See, none of this should be here.
Yeah, that's probably chicken noodles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, lads. More effort next time. I'll be coming with a litter picker. There's loads of rubbish here, my goodness. Like a lot of this is older rubbish, not the young lads that were here last night, but There's definitely, seems like there's some new stuff. Chinese salt and chili pepper seasoning. A grill. Yeah. BB gun pellets. That's nearly one trash bag full. Pen. Bit of paracord.
I'm actually kind of surprised we haven't found anything useful.
What was that you found that last time? It was like seam seal or something?
Yeah,
Brand new pack of seam sealant.
Yeah.
That was a good one. Right, I think I'm just going to pick up the worst of this and then kind of Red Bull, Trio mix, something. Some pill, wonder what that is. Nope, glass, broken glass. Not good for the wee deers. Or anyone. Should have set up a trail cam somewhere local. Got evidence. More rock shore, more rock shore. There's a pan. Look at that. 2-litre water bottle. Eyesore galore. Bottle of Desperado. I haven't had that for ages. First time I had that was in Boojum. Right, I don't want to be doing this. I want to be at home eating a nice breakfast. I'll keep that. I'll have that bungee. As karmic reward. Look at that there. Shagging. The things you gotta do to clear up other people's messes. Pissing in a fire, you can see how much heat's still in it.
That's all I've got.
Well, you only do what you can do. At least we got some bungees. But that's what we've collected there. That's 45 litres of rubbish. Some of it was, seems like it was definitely from last night. I had to carry this out. Got a critter from the woods.